First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time out of your evening. And I'm here along with my sister. We've partnered in this business since day one. We knew Jay before this was even a business, and have been, going through the ups and downs and the trials and tribulations and the change and everything since day one. And, like anything, the pros and cons of change weigh heavy on people. But at this point, I can truly say I'm glad I stuck around. I'm glad that we sort of went through the ringer and we're here during the transformation and the testing of patches into finally realizing that the patches were very viable and very consumable. So therefore, the business would be sustainable. If people aren't continuing to buy, then the business is not sustainable. It's not that the previous products didn't work. They worked really good. They just were too well made. And so, people were buying 1 or 2 pairs of socks and maybe a pair of insoles, and they didn't buy for another year or 2 years. And so, we were always chasing new ground all the time. And I'll just turn it over. I'm just giving you a little background of how we started and how we got in, my sister and I. Our background is not network marketing. Our background is family business. We had 3 corporations plus a holding company in our hometown of Brantford, Ontario, Canada. And we employed at one point full-time and part-time up to about 200 and some odd people. And due to a number of reasons that may be in a book someday, after my father's passing, things got a little ugly with a couple of younger siblings and so on. So I started looking at the network marketing industry profession back in 2014 because I didn't want to be controlled by a company controlled by hourly trading time for money. So I wanted to understand the profession of network marketing. I hadn't found a company. I just wanted to understand the profession of it. So that's how we got started. I just believe that we could be successful if we were students of the game and would put the effort in. And not every athlete that has a lot of talent makes it right away. And you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't keep at it, doesn't mean you're gonna make it if you just think it's gonna come to you. So that's a little bit about me and my sister and our little history as we started. So I'd love to hear a little bit about each one of you. I know we won't hear from Mark unless he's a fast typer.
Right, well, I'll go first then. So my background, I was actually a surveyor, Terry, and I had 3 small children, all under the age of 4. And juggling a professional career and the 3 children was just really challenging. Sure. And we tried the nannies and this childcare and all the rest of it. Anyway, I decided to take a 5-year career break from that to get the children to school. And actually during that time, I found this wonderful world of direct selling, network marketing. And actually, I never went back to work. So that was over 20 years ago now. So good for you. I've just built the business around the family, been there for every moment that was important to them. And yeah, I've loved it. And then through the summer, well, Vince was introduced to the company, gave me a call. I'd been looking for something new to get stuck into. And well, here we are.
Here we are.
So
yeah.
That's my story. Yeah, so fantastic. We're going to build quick.
I'm so grateful you connected and you and I connected because I originally brought the people over to the UK to open the UK up with John and Trish Kavanaugh, and the company was just so new and so struggling, and so the reality was Jay was not a network marketer, and he's A-type personality. So you try putting around A-type personality into a square hole, they aren't going. And that's really what the problem was. And Trish and John Kavanaugh are very smart people and have done a great job, and we've remained friends, but they couldn't make money at it because profile, the business, the product was great. But there wasn't enough in it to just sell the product. There wasn't enough margin, wholesale to retail, to just sell the product. So a lot of things have evolved, obviously, since then. So great story, Crystal. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Vince?
Mute. Yeah. I've been in the underground industry for quite a number of years now. Had some success, some failures. Left it for a while and got back into retail management for about 15 years. Just got a bit sickened of the industry after a while. And then just wanted to get back into working for myself again. You know, I've had traditional business with my sister, had to say some success in networking, and I like the freedom it gave me. You know, I love adventure, exploring adventure outdoors, and it just gave me that ability to get out there, do stuff, and still do a bit of work at the same time. So now back to it, still working right now in a normal day job, but hopefully get rid of that next year and get this built back up.
Good for you.
Get some freedom back.
What are you doing? What are you doing currently now, Vince?
Still in the, I've been in the outdoor industry for about 15 years. So camping, hiking, water sports. Right now, obviously, all the ski season. So yeah, anything to do with outdoors, I love. Is a huge passion.
Yeah, man after my own heart.
Yeah, I mean that's how I want to travel. You know, to travel more, still work, but if I've got a vehicle fully kitted out for overland travel, I want to get away in it. You know, but still be able to stop somewhere, work for a few days, move, work, and so on.
Sure, good for you.
That's
children or family, Vince?
Say again?
You have children, family?
Yeah, well, God, my son's 37 now.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, I'm seeing him in a couple of days. But again, he's big outdoors. Louise Max, still very good friends. You know, I'm going to hers for Christmas with her parents, but you know, Louise as well. You know, Ali's been brought up in the outdoor industry. You know, in the outdoor world. You know, sailing, climbing, mountain biking, skiing, you name it. He's probably done it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My kids were brought up there. I have a fishing and hunting lodge in northern Quebec.
Yeah.
And do a lot of outdoor stuff, snowmobiling, quadding, hunting, fishing. My son lives at the base of a ski hill. We ski, we do it. So I'm aligned with you on that. That's great. It's great.
Is that your is that a Cessna on the water I saw? Is that your plane?
No, it's a 180. It's my son's friend's plane.
Nice.
Yeah, they flew up and surprised my son flew up with his buddy and surprised his mother.
Yeah.
They took us up and flew all over and whatever. Yeah, so it was a fun weekend. But
yeah, I tried that myself for a wee while, but didn't take to the air at all.
No, is that right? Yeah. Well, my son has been planning on doing it. I said, well, you're only 28. There's lots of time, so don't rush. Yeah, well, that's great, Vince. Great to hear. Are you an associate with Super Patch now?
Yes.
Oh, great. Super. Okay, there's somebody jumped on with an iPhone.
Yes, so that's Tina. She's actually in America.
Okay.
But she's listening out for somebody that's coming to see her dad. So I don't know if she can talk, but she's listening.
Okay, well, great. Well, welcome, Tina. We're glad to have you here, and thank you for taking the time. And Charity, I'll ask you to unmute.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, my daughter keeps on interrupting me.
Don't worry.
Yeah, but
put a peace patch on her. She'll be fine.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. So yeah, I was just browsing the internet looking for something else I can do because now I'm a full-time mom here in England.
Great.
Yeah, I was working as a healthcare assistant.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, when my husband traveled to Africa, then I didn't have anything else to do. I had to stop my job because I didn't have childcare.
Okay. I see. That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's when I met Crystal.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Charity, for taking time out of your busy momhood, as we say.
Yes.
To spend a little bit of time with us today. And you know, I wanted to get on here simply because, and Mark, I know one day we get to hear from you as well,
Yeah.
but I wanted to get on here and offer whatever assistance or whatever help I could do for the team, and maybe give you some thoughts, maybe give you some mindset that would help the team grow a bit. So,
Yes.
so I'll go ahead. Sorry.
That's awesome.
Super. Well, thank you, Charity. And how old is your daughter now?
All
How old
right.
is your daughter?
She's 2, Terry.
Oh, she's 2?
She's
So
2.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
No, okay, she's turning 2 in March next year, so she's almost 2.
Yeah,
Almost 2.
good stuff. Great
Yeah.
stuff.
But
Yes.
Charity has contacts in the States and across Europe and the Philippines and everywhere, I think. So excited to be building it across the world with us.
Good stuff. Well, Charity, and Vince and Tina and Mark, thank you so much for joining, and of course, Crystal, for arranging this. And I hope that I can give you guys, when we're done here in 20 minutes, half hour or so, that I can give you some insight on how my sister and I sort of figured out this, what we think we figured out this business. And we are the only national vice presidents in North America that have hit that rank. But again, in any rank, it's one thing to hit it, it's another thing to maintain it, it's another thing to stay at it, right? So there's 2 parts to this game. So I'm going to give you a little insight and maybe some mindset that may help you, because it certainly helped us. And so, Charity, I'm just going to mute you. There we go. And so one of the things, you know, I joined another company when I first was looking at the industry in 2014, January of 2014. And in 9 months, I got to their top level. But I really didn't know what I was doing other than just sharing product. I wasn't in the mindset of trying to sell anything. I was just, you know, I had become a product of the product. It was in a healthy lifestyle, weight loss type company. And we had just lost our father in 2012. A year had gone by and things were getting kind of messy. And I knew, and I think my older sister, Lori, there's 4 kids. We have a younger brother and a younger sister. And then my sister's the oldest, and then I'm next. And so I didn't, you know, I wanted to learn about the industry because I love the idea, probably like you, Vince, where I could control my own time. I could work as hard as I want, whenever I want, and make as much as I want, depending on how hard I want to work. And so I had to learn the business. And what I have sort of, you know, I interviewed a number of top leaders in other companies, and there's really no, you know, rocket science behind it other than hard work, consistency, hard work, doing the do, no matter how many times you get knocked down or, you know, slapped in the face, so to speak. You got to stay with it. You just got to stay with it. But after talking with a number of leaders, I sort of deduced that they know what they're doing and what they're building, where 95 to 97% of people don't. In other words, people get in this business all over in different companies, and they get in and they are put into the mindset by the companies that they have to be a product salesman, because they harp on the wholesale to retail, wholesale to retail, wholesale to retail. And so all of a sudden they get you in the mindset of thinking you've got to go out and do shows and do presentation tables, and that's the business. Well, I'm here to inform you that that's only a small part of the business. They don't teach this in school. But really what I am, what you are, what Charity is, what Tina is, what Mark is, what Vince is, we're just franchises. And our building is our human body. That's our building. So if you're comparing us to, let's say, a donut franchise, whether it's Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts or whoever, the building is very nice. It says Tim Hortons on the front of it, or says Dunkin' Donuts, but they sell donuts. We're a Super Patch franchise, our bodies, me, you, everyone here, we're the franchise. What are our donuts? Our donuts are patches, right? But here's the key. Not every franchise owner in the donut business eats donuts. That's not the key to the business. It's thousands of people coming in to their store and them selling and the people buying a little bit of product every day. So what do we duplicate? They talk all the time about duplication in this business. Duplication, you got to duplicate, you got to duplicate. But what are we duplicating? I don't want to duplicate somebody that's doing a show every week and stand at a booth for 8-10 hours a day and do lateral and dynamic stability assessments. I don't want to duplicate that. What I want to duplicate, and what everybody in this business should duplicate, is exactly what Super Patch Corporate is doing. Building a worldwide distribution network of thousands and thousands of people buying and selling a little bit of product every month. You become a franchise of Super Patch, the franchisor. And your only job when you first start and buy your franchise is to know what your fixed cost is. If you bought a franchise, bricks and mortar franchise, you'd know exactly what your costs are. You'd know what your rent is. You know what your cost of heat and hydro is. You'd know what your marketing fee cost was. You'd know what your royalty was. You'd know how much raw product you have to buy and what the cost of that is. You know it down to a science. But that investment's $500,000 to $1 million. So no matter what struggles you face in your franchise, you're not going to quit because the investment is huge. You work every hour of the day to sell those donuts. The problem with network marketing in any company is it's such a low cost rate to get into it that as soon as people hit any resistance, they cut their losses and say, I'm on to the next shiny thing. Okay, so there's two things in network marketing that are key. One is consumability of the product, and two is demographic of the product. Our product is very consumable, and the demographic is for everyone that has a brain on this planet. Right? Now, are we 100% successful with user rate? No, but we're 95. And 95 of 8 billion, pretty big number. 95% of 8 billion is a pretty big number, right? 95% of 10 people is a pretty big number if you can get the product on them, right? But in order to build a business here, you have to understand what's my financial responsibility to build a business here. And your financial responsibility to build this business is only $90 a month, 90 pounds a month. Now I look back and our payroll was almost $1 million every month. And I looked at this and I said, I can run this business for $90 a month. And we had a payroll of $1 million a month, and the stress of that. And people want to do this as a business, and they're you know, stumbling over $90 a month, then they're not ready to do this as a business, as far as I'm concerned. Because what we have done, what we've done in this company is we've shown you a way to have your business paid for with just 3 people that will do what you do, accept their responsibility of $90 a month to use the products and switch the products up or whatever. And then find 3 people that want to be a franchisee, and their, call it franchise cost, call it overhead, call it rent, is $90 a month. And you get 2 packs of patches. And if you get 3 people that say, yeah, I'll order 2 packs of patches on what we call smart ship, not auto ship, because smart people will put themselves on this auto ship called smart ship to run their business. You qualify for every possible commission in this company for $90. You don't have to carry inventory. You don't have to advertise if you don't want. You don't have to ship product. It's all done for you for $90 a month. You have a website built. They give you $75 worth of product, retail value of product when you join. If you buy a launch kit, then you have a chance to make fast start bonuses. Got everything. So what do people have the problem with? Well, they don't know what they're building. Every company, whether it's Arbonne, whether it's Young Living, whether it's Sensi, whether it's doTERRA, they all get you in the mindset of selling product, selling product, selling product. And the reality is, I'll guarantee you there's lots of donut franchise owners that don't eat their donuts. So the reality of Super Patch is you could build a huge business here and not even use the product. That's the reality. I hope that's not the truth. I hope that everybody uses it and loves it. But the reality is you don't even have to, you just have to buy $90 worth of product and either sell them or give them to people so you get them on the people. And the reality is if you get 3 people that agree to spend $90 as a fixed cost, then your business is paid for because the company now gives you 2 more packs of patches for free. So you're now in a business. Now you can use those free packs or the ones that you're getting for your $90 as well. So now you have 4 packs to go out and use and leverage to build your business and get product on people. 3 people, your business is paid for that accept $90. And so I test people and I say, you want to build a big business of this? And they're like, yeah, I do. I really want to build it big. I said, okay, well, you're really buying a franchise. In order to get in this business, it's $1,300 and change to get in it. Are you really ready to write a check for me for that? And they're like, whoa. I'm like, you're balking at $1,300 to buy a business where you could be making $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a month in income? You're balking at $1,300? I said, well, it's a lot of money to put out or whatever. I said, well, you know what we've done? We've broke it up for you over 12 months. It's only $90 a month. Can you swing that? And in return for that $90, the company's going to give you 2 packs of patches of your choice. And the only thing the company wants you to do is to share the product. Share the product, sell the product, get product on people. But the reality is, all you have to do to build a worldwide distribution network of people buying and selling a little bit of product every month is to sell 3 franchises for the company. 3 franchises. And teach those 3 how to do it. Because in every business, what cures everything in every business is sales volume. Sales volume. And if you don't have sales volume, you can't fix anything because there's no money. So sales volume is what cures everything. And so I put a chart together. I'll give you a little story. I can tell a financial story now because when we first got into business, it rose like this. Like crazy. Everybody I talked to wanted to join and learn about these new socks. And I flew over to England and I did presentations over there about, this product and the test. But to be quite honest, guys, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just going over there and sharing the product. I was building the business by default. And all of a sudden, my sister and I were up to almost 10,000 people in our team. And we started in June. We launched the company June 18th of 2016. And then by 2018, it was starting to go the other way. Because people weren't buying multiple times in a year. They would buy once. And let's face it, even the stats say the average person buys 9 to 12 pairs of socks a year. But the unfortunate thing about that stat is they're not buying 9 to 12 pairs of our socks a year. They might be buying 1 or 2 of ours and buying Nike or Reebok or whatever else, hiking socks, whatever the case may be. And our job was to try and sell them that we could wear our compression sock, our knee-high compression, and it would be better than a hiking sock or whatever. And a lot of times it was. So people didn't need to buy 2 and 3 pairs a year. because they were so good. They were so well made. So people couldn't make money at it. So it started dwindling, right? And our paycheck was going down. But we started beta testing some patches in 2018. And the sell-through on the patches was like 100x. It was mind-blowing. And so we launched, you know, the patch for people in the southern states, like California and Florida and places where it was warm because people don't wear socks. And the sell-through was crazy good. And then we came out with another patch just before the pandemic called the Neurovax patch. And then we came out with one that was the one that improved your resting metabolic rate. So we're seeing that Jay was seeing that the patches were selling, and they were becoming a large percentage of what was being sold, right? So he knew he had to transition. He just didn't tell anybody. But that was in order to allow his business to survive. But we knew that the product and the technology worked. And the socks, let's face it, were just a delivery mechanism to the body. No different than the patches are just a delivery mechanism of that pattern to the body, right? But when it comes to the business, we're all going to sell people on this product. There's always going to be customers. There's always going to be people that we have that want to buy our product from me or from you or whatever. But that's not the business. You cannot live on selling just this product because you only make 25%. So to make $2,500, you got to sell $10,000 worth of product at retail price a month to make $2,500. Who's going to do that? Nobody's going to do that. But I can show you how to get a number of people that just buy $90 a month, of where you can do $10,000 in volume and be paid a little bit on what everybody does. And so from my perspective, I look at it and say, people aren't lazy in this business. They just don't know what to build and they don't know how to present. Because there's a fixed cost to every business in the world. There's several fixed costs, but there's also variable costs in businesses. This is fixed. Now, anything else that you're doing, gas and all that, that's all write off anyways. It's just the cost of doing business. But as far as what your financial responsibility is to build a business in this company is $90 a month. And if you're not prepared to do it, that's why I present it to some people as $1,300, because 90 times 12 plus taxes is about $1,307, I think. So when you ask for it up front, people are like, oh, no. Well, you want to build a business. So they don't really want to build a business because they don't know how to build it. So $1,300 is a lot more money to put out than 90. So with $90 a month, I want to teach people how to build a business. Find 3 people that look at this as a business and say, yeah, I'll look at that as a fixed cost for $90 a month. And I'm going to do my best to find smart business people that will look at this and say, yeah, if I can find 3, my job is to find 3 people. My job is to find 3 franchisees. And away we go. And watch it duplicate. So I'm just going to share my screen for 1 second here. Let me just see. You can all see my screen.
I can. It says enhanced privacy in Chrome at the moment, but yes.
Give me 1 second here.
Yes, can see it now. Oh.
Correct.
Can see secure, smart and easy to use email.
Okay, can you see this?
Yeah, super patch, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly walk through this to give you a mindset of you being a franchise. And I can send this to everybody and you can look at it. I also did a training on this where you can share. So this is about mindset to get you in the business mindset, to take you out of thinking that you got to be a donut salesman or a patch salesman. You have to be a patch sharer. That's all you have to be. So you join up here as an associate bracket franchise owner for $50, and you have an optional launch kit for $225 to $600 based on the launch kit. Now it's a little bit different in the UK because you can't buy based on VAT, the VAT tax and so on for, I think, 14 days or something after you join a company. You can't spend over, I think it's $150 or something. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but suffice it to say, after 14 days, you can apply this. Whatever that rule is, and it's changed a couple times. You guys
It's
are probably
7 days, Terry.
I'm sorry?
It's 7 days. We can't spend more than £200 in 7 days.
Okay, so that's what it is. So let's look at this. You join, and this is 7 days later, because you can join for the 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
And then in 7 days, on the 7th day, you can buy the launch kit as if you were signing in that day, and the company will honor that. So it's 30 days from 7 days.
Right.
You understand what I
Okay.
mean? And what
Yeah.
that does, the 225 to the 600 is the range of the packs that you can buy if you want. And that gives you an opportunity to win or to get what we call the hat trick and the all-star bonus. But we can go into that in a little bit. But what I put this together is in the back office, it shows as retail. It doesn't show as wholesale. Right? The numbers are retail, and then they pay you 60% of retail. Right? Does that make sense? Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
So you're a franchise owner, you buy your franchise, you commit to $90, displayed as 120 retail in your back office, and that's called a smart chip, and you commit for 1 year. $90. So your fixed overhead, call it rent, call it whatever you want, your fixed cost is $120 a month, which you actually only pay 90 plus tax and shipping. Okay, but I'm doing net numbers here, and the sole purpose of this is to show the growth. And let's just say in your first 30 days, you wanted to make it a mandate. In your first 30 days, you wanted to get 3 new franchises, which are people. So you enroll 3 new franchises, 3 people on a $90 smarter chip, which is 120 retail. So 3 times 120 is 360 in month 1 of volume, not counting any customer sales and not counting your own smart chip. But that volume does get contributed to your overall team group qualifying volume. Okay. So now you've taught those 3, you've enrolled them, you've taught those 3 people to do just what you did. Present it as a business, present it as a fixed cost, give yourself 1 year to work at this in the pockets of your life. If you can't do it full time, work at it in the pockets of your life and invest in you. Where are you going to find the people? Somebody wants to do this. They like the product. You want to share a business opportunity with them, give them the product while you're sharing them the business opportunity, but teach them the business. So now the new 3 that you got are selling 3 each. So now you have 9 new franchises, bracket people, plus the 3 that are up in this level. Now you have a team of 12 and you're 2 levels deep in the comp plan. I'm not talking money here. I'm just talking sales volume. Team, your group of people, and this is the volume that they're generating dollar-wise with a $90 smart chip, committing to their fixed cost. So none of this counts as sales that you might do at an event, you know, at a vendor event or a vendor show or home meetings or anything. This is just sales volume. Okay. And so we all know based on the comp plan that you're paid 11 and 4. So if you look at the comp plan, you'll see that you're going to be paid 15%, and then any retail sales are 20%. So this is just sales volume. Okay. So now you've got the new 9 selling 3 each because you're creating the duplication, teaching people what they have to do. Now you have 27 new franchises or people plus the 12 above, which is 9 and 3. Now you got a team of 39 people and you're 3 levels deep. Okay. Now you're generating with smart chip alone, $4,600 volume. Okay. Go down to this level here. Now you've got the new 27 selling 3 each. You've got 81 new franchises bracket people plus the 39 above, which is 27, 9, and 3. Now you got a team of 120 people. You're 4 levels deep. You're doing a volume of $14,440 a month. You're 4 months into it. And on this level right here, you're probably making over $1,000 to $1,200 a month now in commissions. Okay. That's with no wholesale to retail sales. Okay. This is just recurring passive income based on people committing to 1 year to spend $90 a month with you and to run with you. Month 5, you got now a team of 120. You've got 81 new franchises now, all selling 3 each. So now you got 243 new franchises, people, because they're duplicating, plus the 120 above, which is 81, 27, 9, and 3. Now you've got a team of 363 people. You're 5 levels deep in the comp plan, and you're doing $43,560. Same thing. You go down to the next level. You've got, you've got the new 243 selling 3 each. So you have 729 people plus the 363 above. There's 1,092 people on your team. You're 6 levels deep, and your sales volume is now $131,000 in team group qualifying volume. Okay. I only went 10 levels deep because the numbers based on duplication are staggering. It's like compounding interest. If people would just commit to getting their 3 people and stay with it for a year, I know you get down to here, 9 levels deep, which is basically 9 or 10 months, and you're doing $3,542,000 in volume. Now, let's just say in 9 months, you were only 10% successful. You worked at it and you're only 10% successful when you got down to this level. That's still $354,000 in volume that you're doing a month. And money-wise on that, you're probably making $8,000 to $10,000 a month in passive income. Okay. So the corporation's never going to teach you this because they want you to sell product for them. You're not selling product. Your first focus should be to sell 3 franchises on behalf of Super Patch. Who are those franchises? They're people. They're people. They are the building. They are the bricks and mortar. What's the donuts? 10 different patches right now. Got a couple new ones coming out. So this is the model that if you could show this to people of how it's displayed, everything's here, and show people if you want to do it as a business, your only loss if you are not successful, would be whatever month you decided to quit in. And it's not really even a loss because you got product for what you bought. You spent $90 and you got product in exchange for that. So it was a transaction, right? But the reality is you don't even have to use the patches. You spend $90 and you want to leverage the patches yourself, but it's way more authentic if you have a story. And I don't have a profound story other than the fact that I know that when I wear them, I'm way better. I feel better. I'm happier. I wear the joy patch. I wear the peace patch. I've got them. They're all over my desk here. Like they're everywhere. Like I've got them all over, freedom patches, you name it. I wear them. My wife wears them. I'm better. I'm just better. I don't have a story of mental illness. I don't have a story of, pain. I don't have a story of sciatica. All I do is I know that at my age at 62, I'm better now than I was in my 40s. I'm stronger. I'm more balanced. I don't burn near as much energy in a day. I'm just better. And you know why I know that? Because I tried it once and stopped wearing them for a week. And felt absolutely exhausted the whole time I was doing it. And everybody's going to run their own experiments. So this is my philosophy. I'm going to stop the shares. Anybody got any questions so far?
No.
No questions? How many people here think they can do that? How many people think they can do this? Or how many people here think they could be at least 25% successful with this? I'll tell you what, my sister and I were down to under 2,000 people with having over 10,000 people when we relaunched as the Super Patch Company on January 14th of 2023. We started doing this, started talking to people about this in February, because we had some things on, and I have a couple other businesses as well that take some of my time, and our team is almost back to 9,000 again, people again since February. And I've just really started presenting this and put this together in like late May of 2023. But I really didn't start presenting this to people until June. And we're growing at a rate of, based on duplication, growing at a rate of anywhere from 5 to 10 people a day in our organization. Why? Because people are accepting the fact that this is a business. It's not a hobby. You want to build it, you got to accept your financial responsibility in any business first before you take on that business. And if you're not prepared to take on $90 a month fixed cost plus taxes and shipping to build a multi-million-dollar network, then it is my humble opinion that you're not ready to build a business. At least not with this company or any other network marketing company. But we've shown you the first thing in any network marketing person that I've ever talked to wants to learn how to do right away is, how do I get my products paid for? How many times have we heard that? How do I get my products paid for? Get 3 people, teach them this business plan, get 3 people and your products are paid for. And if you get 3 people before you even sign up or before somebody else signs up, if you're signing up somebody, ask them, you got 3 people you can run with. That all willing to send, let's do a call. I'll do these kind of calls all day long for people and teach them, because you know what? I hate the fact that network marketing companies don't teach this. And you know why they don't? Because the FTC has been breathing down so many network marketing companies about customers that they focus everything on customers. Very reason why Terry Newsom is brought in to do a customer acquisition program. However that unfolds. But bottom line is, we still have to build a team of people, because making 25% on retail sales is not sustainable, and I can't pay my bills a month with that. So this way you look at it, it's taking your mind away from the products and putting your mind on the people and the business. What do people have to do to be successful in this business? And any network marketer that I've talked to now says that they accepted their cost of what they had to buy every month. And it said, I've talked to people that are in protein companies. They don't even drink the shit. They're like, that's what they say. And I can't believe it. But that's the reality. Right? And so I look at it and say, well, there's lots of probably, you know, Harvey's hamburger places where they don't eat the fries, right? Or whatever. Or donut places where the donut owner doesn't eat the donuts. I don't know. But I know there's people in a protein company, don't need to name the name, that don't even use the product, but buy $300 or $400 a month because that's their fixed cost in order to build their business. In order to be paid every month, they got to buy a little bit of product. Right? And they know that the companies know that in order to grow your business, you have to have customers, because you have to walk them up the stairs. You have to convert them from a satisfied customer to somebody that wants to make money. And yet they don't teach you to ever say to somebody, oh my goodness, you've had great success in the product. You love our product. let me ask you something. What would it mean to make 300 to 500 extra pounds a month in your home? What would that do for your family? Right? They won't teach you to ask that question. But some people, 300 to 500 pounds a month in extra money is like winning the lottery. Right? You don't have to paint a picture of making 10,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 because that's unattainable for a lot of people. It's unachievable. They can't even dream it. But they can dream, what is 3,000 or 5,000 or 6,000 pounds a year do for me? You can teach them that. And you can share them that by teaching them this program. That's my belief. So anyways, I'll stop my share. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, happy to do my best. And I'm here to let you guys know, I'll do these calls all day long for you. You bring people in here and I'll hopefully do my best, humbly and honestly, to give people my honest thoughts on how to build this. And if I was ever going into another company outside of this in network marketing, I wouldn't do it any different. I would say, what do I have to buy? What's my fixed cost every month to be totally enabled to hit every commission? I have to know that if I'm going to build a business. Because can you imagine thinking, oh, I didn't spend an extra $50 that month, so I lost out on $400 in commission because I didn't know, or I didn't accept that that was my financial responsibility. And I've seen it happen in this business. And I'm like, you counted on customers because they do it either way. You can have a smart chip for $90, or you can have 2 customers that buy at retail for $120, and that qualifies you for that month. But this one person had almost $1,000 in commissions and wasn't on a smart chip, didn't buy any personal product themselves because they need $90 in 2 packs or 120 retail. And a couple customers that were going to buy didn't buy, and she wasn't paying attention to her email. So there was no email. They didn't buy. And so she missed out, and then she was mad at the company. It's not the company's fault. You never understood your responsibility as a business owner, as a franchise owner. So some of the companies chalk it up as a loss, chalk it up as a learning experience. Because that money that you just lost out on is going to a bonus pool. Right? So understand, I tell people, listen, if you want to do this as a business, can you accept 1 year? Can you give this your all for 1 year? And when I go through this chart and say, do you think you can be 10% successful at this in 10 months to a year? Well, 10 months to a year, you're working at this and you're presenting it properly, you will have a team and you will be doing $350,000 in business, in volume. And you will be making a passive income that you will be pumped about going and talking to other people about how to do this. And then everything else, customers that you will get because you're building a solid foundation, is extra income. It's like bonus income to you. I just had a guy yesterday ordered $740, and then he went back into my website on Vox Life and ordered some socks before they disappear on December 31st. So he ordered another $197, I think it was, or close to 200. So almost $1,000. Now he wanted to join my team right away. He said, I want to do it. And I said, no, you're not ready, unfortunately. I said, Matt, I don't want to set you up for failure. I said, I know you're trying to Christmas shop and do everything, but I said, you can be a customer first and get it for the same price. I'm not here to get people. I'm here to link arms with people and help them be successful for whatever that success is that they want out of this. And I said, you joining as an associate does nothing for me. Right? It does really nothing for me because you buy once and you're like, I don't like it. I'm not doing anything. And you badmouth it. You felt like you spent $50. I said, I'm trying to set you up for success, man. Like, go and buy whatever you need to buy. Here's the website. I'll help you walk you through it. I'll do whatever I can. And you buy whatever you think you want. And if you love the product, and if it takes 5 days after you've got the product and wore it, or it takes 28 days or 30 days because there's 28 in the pack, and you want to sign up and you want to do this as a business, then we're going to have a business meeting. And we'll have a business meeting, and I'll give you my thoughts on what you need to do in order to be successful in this business. And if you can do that and present it the same way that I'm going to present it to you, or as close as I'm presenting it to you, to give you a picture and a mindset of what you have to do, then you'll go do it. But 95% of people that join network marketing don't know what to do. Not that they're lazy. They come in and we all think they're lazy. They're just sitting at home saying, what should I do? Now, do I go and bang on doors? Do I get flyers printed? Do I go to a coffee shop? Do I do a vendor event? And they're scattered and they're scared. They don't need to be scared. Once you understand the business principle, it becomes fun. Now you're excited about sharing it because you know you'll find that business person now that you can sit down and say, let me show you something. Let me show you how easy this business is, and let me show you the volume that you can start developing if you look at this format. Right? And then you're coming from a position of strength as opposed to a position of weakness.
Terry, Mark's asked a question in the chat.
Sure. Let me see here. Based on the 3x3 model, you showed at $90 how many in the organization who realistically earn $500 or $1,000. So you're basically, you know, that based on volume that it pays 15%, 11 and 4 based on the comp plan up to your first 5 levels, right? So if you look at that spread on my spreadsheet that I did, you'll be making realistically $500 to $1,000 per month by your 4th to 5th level.
Assuming it's full.
Duplication, based on duplication, based on that volume number, right? We know, I know, and we're all logical humans here to know that perfect duplication will never happen because life gets in the way, and, you know, people, what they say they're going to do and what they do are 2 different things. We all know that, but there's still lots of people. The theory of this for me is just to show people that if you stick with this and present it as a business, as opposed to try and be a patch salesman, because we all try to, I mean, I was guilty of it too. I tried to sell people the patches. No, and that's not wrong. That's what you do. I was being a patch. Once I got my business going and I was creating duplication with my business, then I became a patch sharer. I never cared about giving packs of patches away to get people, to get customers to experience our technology. I wasn't penny wise and pound foolish, because every business you have, you invest. I can remember in a printing press, just to buy a 4-color tower was $1 million to give me 8 more pages of color. Well, if I don't meet the customer's demand and put that investment in there, well, what's the demand for us in the super patch? Well, the demand is to get people on the product. How do I get people on the product? If I invest $45 into somebody and give them patches and can convert them and show them and ask them the question about what can $300 to $500 do for your, and not everybody's going to say or admit that it won't do anything. But I'll tell you what, if somebody said to me, what would $300 extra money make you? You know, somebody said, oh, it'd buy me a new quad and make payments on a new 4-wheel bike or whatever. Yeah, I'm interested. If you can show me how to do it passively over time, sure. You know, for this company right now, it's almost put it to the point where people just stay with it and now understand this and stay with it. It's fail-proof, and it's going to become a household name. The timing of this for people to come in, if they just understand what they're building and how to present it, you will get people to join you. You will get to the point where, like I did, I told the guy, you're not ready to join yet. And you get to the point, and I don't say that to impress anybody. I say that to impress upon you that it's so important that we set people up right when they join us, to understand what they're building. Because I ask people, I said, what do you think you have to do to be successful in this business? And they're like, well, I gotta sell patches and I'm like, it's a small part of it. And they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I get to it and I say, you don't have to sell patches. You have to commit to $90 a month to be successful in this business. If you're not willing to commit to $90 a month, you will not be successful in this business. I hate to say it. because you're so focused on $90 that you lose sight of what it is to build this business. So there's not a chance in the world you're going to go out and be successful in a bricks and mortar business by any chance when you got to put out hundreds of thousands of dollars, because the investment's so high. Any problems or any issues you run into, you don't quit because you're protecting that investment. Well, here's $90. So I twist it and say, well, it cost you $1,300 to get in. And I can tell how serious people are when I put that. And I said, well, could you afford, if it wasn't $1,300, could you afford 90 a month and commit to this and build this business if I show you? No, I can do 90, right? So it's just little techniques that I'm trying to paint a picture for somebody. Get out of your mindset about selling patches. Share the patches. Selling's going to become a result of building a foundational business of business people. That's going to be foundational. Get foundation first, and it's going to become your oyster. It really is.